President Trump calling out Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer at a rally in Pennsylvania on Saturday, saying Schumer's leading the party to doom.
Senator Schumer's a bad leader, not a natural leader at all. He works hard to study leadership. When you have to study leadership, you got problems.
So is the president right here with the debate? The brothers Woodhouse, former DNC communications director and Democratic strategist Brad Woodhouse, along with his brother, screen right, executive director of the North Carolina GOP, Dallas Woodhouse. Brothers, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Brad, I am so sorry that Chuck Schumer is leading your party to doom.
Well, look, I tell you, Steve, I've never seen anyone who projects onto other people their own inadequacies like Donald Trump. I mean, Donald Trump finished first 100 days as president.
Oh, suddenly you're Dr. Phil.
You talk about well, exactly. You talk about a failed leader. He didn't pass one piece of legislation that he promised the American people. He didn't fund the wall. He didn't get health care, his version of health care
so
passed.
Far.
Well, I mean, 3 times he tried and failed, Steve. He has, you know, on top of it, as you mentioned earlier, they made a spending agreement last night. He got nothing in it that he wanted. He's the failed leader here. He's the one leading his party and the country to doom.
All right, Dallas, it does sound as if the Republicans are talking about they might have the votes for health care this week. But what do you make of Chuck Schumer as the leader of the Senate on the Democratic side?
Well, I love President Trump, but I'd like to give him one piece of advice. Shh, don't tell them how bad he is. We want him to keep doing it. Look, I don't think Chuck Schumer is a very attractive kind of person to have on television and articulating for the Democrats. And, of course, they have their challenges in 2018. I would just like to also add, Steve, that I feel very good about the opportunity for health care this week. I was with Mark Meadows, the leader of the Freedom Caucus. We had party conventions out west this weekend, and we talked for a while, and he says he's been working very close with the president, and everything is coming together. So I'm very optimistic.
We've heard that story before.
Yeah, okay, so Dallas, this time it sounds like the Freedom Caucus is on board, but what about the moderates? Because they were the ones who were abandoning ship last time and caused the no vote.
I think you're going to see the president put together the coalition of Republicans to get this done. It's taken a little bit of time, but I think he's going to earn a lot of credit for working through the process to get the thread through a very difficult needle.
All right. You know, Brad, you did mention that with this continuing resolution that it sounds like both sides are going to sign up on Capitol Hill to keep the government running through September. The Republicans did not wind up with as many things as they had hoped for. You know, there is no money for the wall. There is more money for the federal defense, which is terrific, about $15 billion, and I think $1.5 billion for increased border security. But when you look at the president's first 100 days, I was hearing some expert historian on television say that in his first 100 days, Donald Trump signed more bills into law than any president since Harry Truman. So obviously, they've gotten some stuff done in Washington.
Well, look, he signed a bunch of Congressional Review Act bills. These are bills that repeal previous regulations put in place by President Obama. They don't require 60 votes in the Senate. He hadn't passed a single piece of signature legislation or accomplished any of the big promises that he promised. Remember, it's not just about legislation, Steve. He said he was going to label China a currency manipulator. He backed off. He said he was going to pull out NAFTA. He backed off. He said he was going to make the other member countries in NATO pay more. He backed off. He's backed off of everything. He said he was going to make Mexico pay for the wall. He backed off. He has failed in every major promise he made to the American people.
But you know, Brad, that what he has said is, okay, I backed off of the currency manipulation title because now I'm trying to get China to help us with North Korea. And each of those things that you listed, it's all about a negotiation, which he's an expert at.
It's an excuse for everything.
All right, Brad and Dallas.
Let me just say this. He surely did not fail at bombing the blank out of ISIS.
All right, there you go. And he also got Gorsuch. All right, Brad and
After
Dallas.
they changed the rules. The
Don't
Senate
get me
had to
started.
change
Harry
the rule.
Reid changed the rule to start
Well, I
with.
understand
All right.
that, but
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Senate
yeah.
had
All
to
right.
change the rule to get his Supreme Court nominee.
All right, Brad and Dallas, always a pleasure. Fellas, thank you very much for joining us on this Monday.